It is paper talk this morning on the United Hotspot as Manchester United has escalated talks with Bayern Leverkusen, who are now the champions of the Bundesliga, for their hot right wing back, that is Jeremie Frimpong. But there are clubs that have been waiting for the opportunity to also come in and put in their bids. Welcome to the United Hotspot. My name is Webb. Let's get proper into this paper talk. Well, here is it. There is the thing. We know that for the longest time, Manchester United has been interested in Jeremie Frimpong. We have been monitoring him, and without a shadow of a doubt, how impressive is this 23-year-old Dutchman, who, by the way, as part of his growth as a person, was nurtured in Manchester at some point, Manchester and Glasgow, whereas he was born in Amsterdam. He lived in Manchester for some time in his life. So it's no surprise that he could be a Manchester United supporter, and that could give us a chance to get ahead of Bayern Munich and Real Madrid, who also are interested in Frimpong. But here's the thing, guys. United fans will be saying, we've got Diogo Dalot, he's promising. Who needs Jeremie Frimpong? That's only for those United fans who do not follow the Bundesliga. Listen, Bayer Leverkusen have won their first Bundesliga title in 120 years in their existence, literally. But let me tell you, Jeremie Frimpong for me has been, and they have had Victor Boniface and all these other players who have been exciting, and of course the coach, the manager. I mean, no need to say anything about Xabi Alonso, because what he did in just 1.5 years is unseen. I think he's surpassing records set by the greatest managers we've seen: the Pep Guardiola's, the Sir Alex Ferguson's, the Jose Mourinho's. I mean, what Xabi Alonso did cannot be compared to anything. But I'm focusing on the players. Listen, all their players have been putting in the shifts, but for me, the most amazing player at Bayer Leverkusen this season has been Jeremie Frimpong. I'm telling you why. It's because, tell me, guys, tell me, whenever in football did you hear of a right wing back or a wing back scoring 12 goals and assisting 11 times in 38 games? Tell me. Frimpong has scored 8 goals in the Bundesliga. He scored 2 in the DFB Pokal, where they are in the final, I think, with Kaiserslautern. Then he scored 2 in the in the Europa League. He has scored 2 goals. Those are 12 goals, and assisted 11 times, including 7 in the Bundesliga. Guys, whereas Diogo Dalot is promising, he's improving, he's a good player. Honestly, Frimpong is at a different level. And as Manchester United, here is the chance we have. I just told you that this boy grew up in Manchester at some point in his life, so he could be a fan of Manchester United. But there is a clause in his contract currently that runs out in 2028 that allows a club to price him away, to start talks with him. That is before the European Championships. That's in June. So Man United has got to move fast. If we have made a decision to go for him, we have got to move fast. And he has got a buyout clause of just £40 million. Listen, £40 million. Honestly, in this day and age in football, where we are seeing mediocre players signed for 80 or so million pounds, 40 million for a 23-year-old Jeremie Frimpong, for me, is a bargain, a big proper bargain. And even in the in our broke nature, I mean, if we could pay nearly 10 million pounds for Sofiane Amrabat on loan, we can really raise 40 million quid to sign the best right back or the best right wing back in global football. Bring him as our number one wing back. Let Diogo Dalot now play backup, learn a few things from him. Or Dalot can actually be switched to the left if we don't have money to get the left. I mean, the reality is, and I know you don't want to, to frustrate what we are building, what we are, developing with Diogo Dalot. But if we've got a chance to get Frimpong for 40 million quid, honestly, we go for it. You just go for it. This is now a Bundesliga winner. There is a chance that we can get him. This is the time to pounce. Now, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid are also interested in him, and I'm sure teams like Chelsea, teams like Liverpool will also be interested in him. There are other clubs that are monitoring him, but I told you the fact that he grew up in Manchester at some point in his life, that gives us an edge, because without a shadow of a doubt, he must have dreamed to play for Manchester United as a kid. That must have been a dream for any young man who kicked a ball. If they grew up in Manchester, that should have been the dream, really. So I think for me, that's a realistic chance that we've got. And Ineos, it is believed that they have stepped up their talks and interest in him. And right now, what is happening is we are putting in order our finances to try and see where are we going to get the money. If it's 40 million, you've got to pay for Frimpong, and it can't be anything less than that. It can only get more, to be honest. He's only 23, guys. He's only 23. You probably expect him to be even more expensive coming out if he came out of the Euros. But if it is, he's got a buyout clause of 40 million. So uh, uh, you look at the positions we need to solve. The replacement for Casemiro, a backup striker. You look at now the left back position, a centre back, then the right back, and you're thinking, do we need to spend on a right back when we have Diogo Dalot, or would we rather get the little we have and spend it on other positions? Honestly, logic would mean that, but honestly, again, if you have a chance, you're Man United, to get a 23-year-old best wing back in global football, if you've got that chance to get Frimpong for 40 million pounds, which is a bargain, you go for it. It doesn't matter. Close your eyes, sacrifice another buy, or sacrifice a player, sell one Bissaka, sell someone and raise the money to finance. Sell someone who you did not plan to sell initially. But we've got to be looking for funds to buy Jeremie Frimpong. For me, it's a bargain if we can get him for 40 million quid. What does that then make us look like? It means we'll be strong in goal with Andre Onana, who was by the way seen chilling and supporting Inter Milan in Italy. He's beginning to get confident and comfortable. Now he can move around and go check on his peers and mates to get off the pressure in the Premier League and in Manchester. He knows where we're headed. The final 6 games is going to be hotter than fire, hotter than the sun. So here's the thing. If you have Onana in goal, performing good as he is, the Sandro Martinez as the strong pillar in the back line, in the middle, in the central defense, then you've got Frimpong lifting up the right. Going to the middle, you've got Kobe Maino. Up front, you've got Hoyland, you've got Garnacho, and probably bring back Mason Greenwood. Man United is already looking like a serious team that can come out there and have players who can match Man City players, who can match Liverpool players, who can match Arsenal players, position per position. But also, you're bringing in winners. I mean, the Bundesliga might not be the most difficult leagues to win, but for Bayer Leverkusen, guys, winning the Bundesliga for Bayer Leverkusen, for a club that has never done it, being unbeaten the way they did. They are unbeaten in all competitions since Xabi Alonso took over. Honestly, being a part of that story, certainly that player is way above all the other players. And we've seen it, that the players who have come at Man United with their levels up so high, the Varens, the Casemiros, the Lisandro Martinez, they are the players who have kept us up a bit, even during our worst of times. So you need such players in the team. And for me, if we can get Frimpong on that right, it would be a massive boost for Manchester United. Big boost for Manchester United. So I've got no reservations at all. I've got no doubt at all that we have got to go for him. We have got to go for him when we can. So it's good to know that the talks are ongoing. For Diogo Dalot, he can play backup. It's okay. Dalot can still be a backup, a right back. I think his levels had improved, honestly, by his standards. But he's not really he's not at Frimpong's level. We're talking a guy, a right back, who is scoring 12 goals and assisting 11 times, guys. That's what we are comparing Diogo Dalot against. That's what we are putting him against. It's really even unfair for him. Even himself, he knows that you love him. He's a good player, but if Frimpong can be got to boost us, it's the best way for us to kickstart this new reign with Sir Jim Ratcliffe as we rebuild the entire Manchester United. That is a bit of a quick morning update coming through just after confirmation that Bayer Leverkusen are the winners of the Bundesliga. You feel for Xabi Alonso. If he really stays at Bayer Leverkusen, he's really going to miss out on a lot of players. But of course, he's going to make a lot of money for them. And he's the same guy who signed most of these young players we're excited about. So probably he can also have another summer transfer window. Again, identify a few other good young players who are not so famous, make them stars again, and keep making lots of money for Bayer Leverkusen. My name is Webb. This is the United Hotspot, and what an energetic thing to be heard about Manchester United at this point in time when everything seems to be headed bad for us. I told you guys about how Erik ten Hag is frustrated. Gary Neville said it as well. He confirmed it. I keep telling you things and you all call it fake news. I told you Erik ten Hag is not happy. He's frustrated. He's fed up of everything around Man United. And Gary Neville said the same thing. So probably you take it when you hear it from the legends. Subscribe. I'll catch you later.